Okay.
forget. All right, here we go. Good. Welcome again. Fourth live
Yay.
call, Queen Rising. Very nice to see you, or at least hear you, Eva. Something's happening. There you are. Good, good.
Hi.
So how have you been doing, both of you?
Busy.
Busy? Okay.
Yeah, busy with my family here. My niece was here with my godson and her husband. So it was a full time taking care of
Yeah.
and it's spending time with them. So it's been quite kind of a ride, but also very nice, very therapeutical. I want to say, for all of us to be together this last 10 days. So it was good. I mean, busy. I didn't do everything that I planned to do, but
Yeah.
but still, it was a very good time.
Well, that's life, no? Some things
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
feel sometimes.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
And Eva,
How about you, Eva?
you're back in Denmark?
Yes,
Or
I'm back in Denmark and I was in Poland and it was so good because when I was, can you hear me?
I
Yes.
very
Yeah.
well, yes.
When I was alone those few days, so I was, I was in Warsaw and I was visiting some places. I went for the exhibition of Salvatore Dali and it was immersive. So it was, multi media and I
Yes.
love it. I was seeing an exhibition of Van Gogh and Monet and I love it.
Yes.
And then
saw
I was on my way home and then I said, okay, to the Park Łazienki, which is very popular and where it's Chopin monument. I said, oh, I will be just 15 minutes. And those 15 minutes became 2 hours or even more because it was such a beautiful weather. And
Yeah.
it was, beautiful autumn leaves and colors. And there were so many people. So I just made a 2 hours walk. And the next day I was traveling back to Denmark.
All right.
And it was such a fog. So it was like 2 different days.
Yeah.
So I was so happy that I have decided, just like an impulse. And it was so beautiful. And I was inspired because there was a Chinese pavilion I have seen on the picture of one of my colleagues on Facebook. And I said, well, I haven't seen that. It's quite new, built like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I saw it, so beautiful. So it was also like satisfying this need of seeing, visiting, and connecting to this place.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm also busy because I was on a training the weekend, and it was about the consequences of the sexual abuse. So I'm still, about this subject, and we had also training about the shock release. So the brush up. So it's like summarizing.
Yeah.
It's quite intensive, and it was also the board meeting last week or 2 weeks ago. So it's still the subject, and I'm happy about this because I can see that there is a lot of work to do. There is hope, and there are also results. I have a little list here, so I can tell what I was doing, and also, of course, my family because I enjoying family and being with them and making food. And my son was yesterday also.
Oh, nice.
And preparing for training a family constellation. And I have the old recordings of Bert Hellinger from like 2003.
Yes.
And here in Denmark, we have also training a family constellation, but I think it's here it's more free or more freedom, I would say so. But I would like to also really what he was saying because he was the father of the method, or he was transferring that method to the people.
Sorry, I think you were saying that you did the course.
You did family
about
constellation. It broke up while you were telling us about this.
I'm preparing because I have a training this week and also.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Super good. Okay.
Oh, I love family constellation.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, I
It's so
love
powerful.
it. Yeah.
It's such a powerful.
And talking about that, do you know? Have you seen the show on Netflix? that is about the family constellation?
Yeah.
I heard, but I don't have Netflix. I don't think
Oh my
have.
gosh. It's so powerful, and it is about women. So
Okay.
it's like it's a three friends that it's going through different phases in their lives, and then they start doing one of them start doing the family constellation and kind of bring the other two together in different moments in their lives, and then they start doing it as well, and then suddenly everyone's life is changing completely. It's
Okay.
powerful. Yeah,
What
I
is it
totally
called?
recommend. I think it's called finding my. I'm gonna have to find it now. I'll
All
I'll
right.
send you I'll send you the information. But
Thanks. Yeah, it would
yeah,
be
finding
interesting.
myself something is a Turkish show. So
Okay.
we're gonna have to watch with subtitles, but
Yeah.
totally worth it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So you all have done family
Oh, yeah,
constellations
many
before.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a client, and also I would like to be a opstiller, as we say in Danish, and
Yes.
Mm.
support other people. However, there was yeah, this is in Danish, and the question
Okay.
about my language, and this is yes, you know how it was because Jutta, you were in Africa, there you are from Brazil and Germany, so you know how it
Yeah.
is, you know, with the
Yes.
language. Yeah, but we communicate on different levels, not only on the words,
Yeah.
but on the
Yeah,
level of
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm.
there
You
is
Yeah.
know,
hope that people will come and I will have more clients because I can see that yeah, maybe this
one thing about this language thing, I don't know if any of you have gone through this, but I struggle a little bit whenever I think about business ideas, or about my purpose, or what I'm gonna do, to decide in which language should I
Yeah.
do it.
Mm, mm.
It's so difficult for me to make a decision about that in the beginning, because I felt that not very confident in doing anything with English.
Yeah.
And then after a while, that when I became confident, and I felt that English is pretty much like the main language that I speak nowadays. But it's mostly about the people that I know, right? Or for who I want to sell this or whatever. That sometimes it feels that I don't know which direction should I go. And whenever I learn a new language, then I face with the same struggle again. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, if I decide to stay in Germany, I'm gonna start like working in the using German as a language. So should I do it? Oh my gosh. And I spend so much of my energy
Yeah.
like struggling back and forth with this.
Mm. Yeah.
It's
I
so
relate to
difficult.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
the weight of the energy. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
difficult.
it is. I mean, for me, it was in a way easier because I always had that thing about Germany not being open to this kind of stuff. So for me, it was easier to do it in English. But I
Mm.
know I would probably be more successful if I would do it in German because it's
Oh, is
just
that right?
a lot less saturated, the market. And I think it would be the same for you, Dea, if you do it in your native language.
Mm.
There might not be as many people doing what you're doing as there are English speakers. But this is a
I
logical
don't
argument.
know.
And for me, I just,
Sometimes,
yeah.
yeah, sometimes I feel that it's not only about that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about also the people that I want to attract to work with.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
do
Me
I
too.
want the Brazilians not necessarily to be the ones that I serve? Not really.
Okay.
Like sometimes it goes like that. Even if that is more people doing what I'm doing in
Yeah.
English, and then the market will be more difficult. But then at the same time, I feel more connected with the people in a
Yeah.
way. Yeah, so it's like I go back and forth in this, and sometimes I feel that I had enough. I need to make a decision, whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, I
Which
struggle.
language do you write in?
Uh, these days, pretty much just English.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't write much in Portuguese anymore.
Yeah.
Really rarely I write anything in Portuguese.
And what you want to express, can you express it in Portuguese? Because for me that was a problem too. In German, to express the same things that I can say in English in a
See,
sentence takes like
yeah, the
hours.
problem for me is that it goes both ways, right? Sometimes I want to say something in English and then the word doesn't come out. And then I only think of one word or one expression that we use in Portuguese. And then I'm like, but that's what I want. And that is not necessarily a translation for that. And
Yeah.
then the same thing goes the other way around. I want to say something in English, and then or in Portuguese, like it
Yeah.
go back both ways.
Yeah.
But the majority of time when I'm thinking with myself, that's kind of the thing. When I'm thinking with myself, I don't think in Portuguese anymore. I
Yeah.
think in English.
Mm.
So like the majority of time that I spend with the language is heavily compared to Portuguese. When I think about my family specifically, that's the only time that I think in Portuguese.
Okay.
Otherwise, is like exclusively in English. So
And what would be the advantage then of doing it in Portuguese? Why are you still thinking of doing it in Portuguese, maybe?
because a lot of times I thought that it could be perhaps easier in Portuguese to do a couple of things that I wanted. For example, when I was thinking about writing a book,
Yeah.
and then I thought that it would be easier because all the contacts that I have with like editors or someone that could help me to get the book proofread and published or whatever, all the contacts that I have is in Portuguese.
Okay.
And then they don't even know English. So it's not like that they can help me at all if I write anything to give to them and or to share with them in English. So I was always like, oh my gosh, okay, so I have to like have new contacts and research for other people or whatever. And then I didn't want it in the beginning. But then I tried to write whatever I wanted in Portuguese and it didn't work. So I was blocking in one way and then I
Yeah.
felt blocking the
Yeah.
other way, like
Mhm.
so that's kind of what it is.
Well, listening to you, it very much sounds like you prefer English, at least from where
I do,
I'm
yeah.
hearing
I
you.
think
But
so.
you hear that too? That she's
Yeah.
more towards the English? Eva, when you listen to Dea talk, do you also?
Yeah, absolutely. I relay
Yeah.
what you're saying because for me it's like communicating. I read a lot of books in English. I listen to many podcasts or interviews, so the words and my vocabulary is in English.
Mm.
Whenever I try or I do something in Polish, it's not the same because the meaning and the we would say that the emotional meaning is a little bit different than in English.
Yeah.
It can be more. No, it's not so neutral, or it can be understood the other way that I would like. So English it's the yeah, it's main language of my work, I would say. But Danish, because I'm in Denmark and I would like to also have clients from Denmark, and I have, but they are not paid. So I'm not paid by them. But yeah, anyway, but I understand. And if we think in English, so it's sometimes difficult to express, and we maybe don't have the word in our native language
Mhm.
for some things. I mean, it's better and better because I can hear also Polish trainers and healers. So what they work with. So I say, okay, so we have the new words, oh, the Polish words, or maybe they are from English or Anglicism, which means that we have adopted
Yeah.
the words from English to Polish. So they are. So this is the way of acquiring the words to my language and our language. So, but yes. So this is the question: how we would like to communicate with the world.
Yeah.
I still think that English is, the most popular, and also the question: who are my clients? Polish here, or yeah, they are kind of critical. And now you're Polish. Well, we don't support each other, I think, so much as other nations. But
Okay.
this is my I yeah thought
Mm.
that I have experienced in different stages of my life. So I'm okay, but I don't push. Because, for example, the information about me as a mental trainer was hung on the wall of the swimming hall here in my small town, and it was in English and Polish, and nobody was calling. So about
Okay.
1 year, so I said, okay, So
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
the right place. This is not the right language.
Yes.
I would like to do something else. So
Okay.
yeah.
You don't necessarily have an emotional attachment to either language, Eva, or do you?
No, I mean Danish. It's the challenge, but Polish or English, no,
Okay.
it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Danish is challenging. It's a difficult language, Danish.
Well, I think that I do okay, but many times I hear, "What are you saying? What are you saying?"
Oh my.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when I'm too fast and I'm too excited, so my language is not maybe so understood by others.
Yeah.
So
Right.
half thoughts, and again, they don't understand me. So like it was
Yeah.
last weekend. So I try to be slower,
Mm-hmm.
but more,
Yeah.
better, so I can be understood. But when I am so excited, so it's so difficult to be so. But otherwise, I am understood by Danish. Yes.
Mm.
Also
But
depends on the context, but otherwise, that's fine. But
yeah.
sometimes, in the official situation, so I prefer to be prepared and have the words and have something, so
Mhm.
much before.
But
But
most
everything
people
is
in Denmark, they also speak English, no? I mean, it's very common
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Danish people to
But,
yeah.
I'm living here, so Danish is
No, of
also
course.
my next
Exactly. Yeah.
language.
Well, it's good.
If I would be in China, I would learn Chinese.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
that's also this drive,
Yeah. And when you think about your work, do you think in English or in Polish?
in English.
In English
Because
also.
many things I have learned in Danish, so, in English, sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for me, it's also like a transfer, language, knowledge, and transfer that is also in that language.
Yeah.
I said that it can be difficult to find the good words, the right words in Polish, for example,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they
I
are
have the same with
they-
Sarah. Yeah.
they're sounding very differently. It's just,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. And it's not commonly used. A lot of the more spiritual words that are totally normal in English, in German, they sound strange.
Mhm.
In Polish, so
Yeah.
are you from a sect? Are you looking for people to get into the sect? So it's like,
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
it's like, I'm far away from that.
Oh, funny. Okay. Well, Dea, what does your gut tell you about which language to go with?
So I honestly I have not necessarily made my mind fully, because when I think about like creating a business, I mean on my own, then I feel that English will be the language. Whenever I think about writing or publishing, I still go back and forth, think about the possibility of doing Portuguese. But at the same time, lately, or I want to say the past year, fully, I have not written anything in Portuguese at all.
Yeah.
So like I think internally, perhaps I have made my decision
Yeah.
because it's not really coming
Yes.
anything for me to write in
Yeah.
Portuguese.
And you
And
can make contacts again, English speaking.
yeah, I mean, I've been writing, but not necessarily like put it everything in order, or trying to maybe get a friend or editor to to work with me or anything like that, because I don't know anyone, and the ones that I know does not speak English at all. So
Mhm.
that's kind of what it is. But yeah, but then I feel that I still need to have a better concrete idea about what I'm going to be doing other
Yeah.
than just the writing part, or necessary like, or how I'm going to monetize the writing, for example, or something. The idea of it just like if possible in the future, publish a book, it's not necessary enough for me,
Yeah.
right? I need more than that. I need perhaps like a job and then something else or whatever. And then in that case, I probably don't want to change the language. I really want to work speaking English, because that's the main language that I speak anyway. But then at the same time, I always felt that all the jobs that I had, in a way, I had to speak both, which was
Yeah.
kind of cool, like the idea that, I was never too far away
Yeah.
from from both languages. I was able to really introduce both of them. When I was working in US, I was working as a consultant, and but like my main clients were Brazilian investors.
Yeah.
So like I had to speak in Portuguese with the clients, and then with everything else I had to deal and to help them, I would be speaking in English.
Yeah.
So that kind of like is the situation. It was kind of very good for me, because in a way I didn't lose any, and I was always like surrounded by both of the things that I
Yeah.
feel that it belongs to me, right? I don't want to get rid of the language completely or the culture or whatever, but I do feel that in a way, the idea that I had to make a change, or I have to make a decision, one and another, it never made me comfortable. So I was
Yeah.
kind of like, is it possible to have it both? I cannot write in both language, but then at the same time, I was like, why I cannot write a book that it has like I'm gonna be publishing both my poems or both my stories in one language and another, like,
Yeah.
and then if you understand both, great. If not, you can read half of the book. That's what I want.
Exactly. And that's totally possible, and it's often done too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I
That's
mean,
what
right now you're in Berlin, and I remember you spoke at another call, you spoke about running groups again. And
Yeah,
if you do that, you can go with English.
exactly.
And if you have Portuguese, only Portuguese speaking people in there, you go with Portuguese. It doesn't really matter. You can be flexible.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
But I did
exactly.
try, I have a photography website too, and it doesn't have a lot of text on there. So I
Mhm.
thought, okay, let me do what everybody always tells me to do and make it in German also. So there's a
Okay.
German
And how
version
was it?
and there is an English version. And I
Mm-hmm.
also made stickers advertising my photography that I put
Mm-hmm.
on lampposts and so on throughout Berlin in English and in German.
Mm-hmm.
Only inquiries and the only clients I ever got were English speakers. Didn't get a single German client for that.
Isn't
And I
it
got quite a
funny?
few of English speaking people. So that was really odd to see. But yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes it just like the language, the answer comes from the people anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too. Yeah.
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 You attract whatever that you
Yeah.
need answer.
Yeah. And I think with things like that, where you go around and around and around and around in circles, not deciding, just pick
Yeah,
one. It really doesn't matter. Pick one, run with it, and
yeah,
then you will see if it's not the right one, you can still change.
yeah, exactly.
It's such a sneaky thing we keep ourselves busy with to not get going.
It is interesting because I was talking with my niece
Mm,
and nephew this whole week about this, and like, and they always like look at me like saying, "Help me," like give me the answers or whatever. And then I'm always like, but that is no right answer, right? Like you can always change your mind. Like
mm,
pick one and then review in a little bit. And and then sometimes I like it's good for me to tell them this, right? Because then I go back to myself and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
thank you. This was
Exactly.
exactly what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
It has to happen for them to reach out to me and
Yeah.
ask for help, for me to remember that I need to help myself with
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. Like
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
pick one. That is no right or wrong. It's
Yeah.
go with the flow. And if you don't like it, in 5 minutes, turn around.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's that
it's
mirror thing again. No? You get mirrored
yeah.
back
Oh,
to
all
you
the
by your
time.
surroundings. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's interesting because I feel that my niece specifically, she is a big, big mirror. Like both of us,
Mm.
like the choices that we've been making, like the choices that I made when I was her age,
Yeah.
or what I was struggling or what I wanted. And then every day she comes back and say, Auntie, like help me here. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was exactly in the same situation, having the same questions. And yeah, it's interesting. Very
Yes.
interesting.
good for both of you. No?
Yeah,
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah.
And then we end up like spending the whole day in the kitchen baking cakes, drinking tea, and talking about it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Oh. Eva, how is it going with the painting? We haven't seen a painting of
Yes,
yours yet.
that's true.
I wanted just to show because I have some on my
Yes, please
wall,
do. Okay,
and
cool. Cool.
one that I love so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Can you go closer?
Oh,
Yes,
this is
I can.
powerful.
That is beautiful, Eva. Wow.
This is really beautiful.
Wow. I love that. Oh my, I would love to.
I feel like goosebumps
Yes, yes.
looking at it.
It's so layered. There's so much in it. No? I mean, wow. Could you send us a
Yeah.
picture of that, maybe?
I will send you also more picture if I can
Yes,
on the email.
please,
I will
because
show you also what I have in
it's
my
a-
bathroom.
It's
It's
a
my
painting to
favorite.
really look at, I find, and look closely. And oh, I love this one.
This is my favorite
Wow.
one.
I love this one. The energy is potent.
Yeah.
Oh, Eva, this is super cool.
Wow, this is really
Very,
beautiful.
very nice.
I can send
Very
you
nice.
more in the email, but this is these are two which are at my home.
Beautiful, beautiful work.
I don't remember
Wow.
too many words in German, but it was just my Geschirrspülmaschine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
It was just
Very good.
so
Oh,
this
they are so beautiful. And they really, I mean,
is-
we didn't see them very well, no? But they
Yeah.
really, they're so vibrant and they're so layered and they really speak to me.
exactly a lot of layers. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Nice. Are you
Amazing.
doing, are you selling paintings? Are you, or,
Sorry, it was just
yeah. Are
I
you
sold. I
selling
have
paintings?
sold 2 years ago, and to my friend who's in Berlin, by the way.
Okay, so you're hanging in Berlin. That is nice.
Yes. And also
Wonderful.
2 others are in Poland, and
Yeah.
one of the family members of the person who I gave my painting, she wanted also to have her own painting. So it will be maybe the selling during the next year.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy that she was so touched and she responded to the painting because it's a lot of layers and intentional creativity. So it means that almost everybody can see something. It's
Yes.
like the mirror. As we talk about the mirror, so it's the mirror.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, the
Exactly.
line, something that will move you and just put you some out of the will inspire you.
Yes,
would say.
exactly.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
not out of the something, but more focused on the form, color, the structure, and also this is the many layers. So there is also like the points that you can just feel that it's not the space which is very very clear, but there are different points, and you can read it with your hands when you close your eyes. So
Oh,
it's
beautiful. Yeah.
so beautiful. So
Oh, wow, very nice. And is that something you want to further your painting? Is that
well, it
difficult
was
to
like
find?
a few years I
Mhm.
can see of the big pause or break, I would say, but I miss my creativity because
Yeah.
I think that last 2 years I was like making the circles and also going on and like the dog is going after the tail or the cat.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a little bit like this, but it was giving me a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure because the color, this the vibration, it's the wave length, the color. So this is also the how to say it, relation to the colors, because when I need more green or for example yellow, so I can put more, and this is also vibrating.
Yes.
So it's also like a self-therapy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is it, and if I would like to also connect with other things that I know, but this is also again going around and just, stop, do this like a screenshot and do and see how it works. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like,
Yeah. Do you know why you're doing this around? What's the reason?
what's the reason? Of course, um, yes, because I'm the purpose seeker. So I'm making a lot of different courses. And this year I have something that I would like to finish. At
Yeah.
least quite intensive because it's about the research, scientific research that I would like to have to make my psychotherapy education higher, like a master level, and also EMBA. So I have to also make a very concrete economic analysis of one of the companies that I have chosen. So this is very, very intensive, and I know that this year is very, very formal. I would say, just to have my education better and higher.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're a real Renaissance woman, huh? Like Leonardo da Vinci. Also, they also had all these different
Yes.
areas. No, that,
It's very funny. Yes, it's like a renaissance. But sometimes I'm not appreciated by my family, or they know, they support me, but they make some comments. Because, for example, whatever I post on Facebook, my son is the first to make the likes or the hearts. So
Okay.
my son, fantastic. But sometimes he's just, Mama, what are you saying? So it's like, accepting, but not taking the knowledge that I have. Maybe it's too much for them. I have no idea. And also with the herbs, with different things. But this is funny that our family, like children of my husband or my bonus children, are coming about advice. They want to have some creams because one of my family members got some red spots on her face, and they gave her some hormones, which cost a lot of money. I said, well, I have something which is very good, and it's with cocoa oil and also with the yellow small flowers, and they are very good for many things. I don't remember what's the name, but it's very popular. In Europe.
Not dandelion.
No, not dandelion. Dandelion also is popular and also very powerful.
Okay.
But it was something different, and it works. And also to my friends, so it's being acknowledged by myself, by the family, by friends, but not the family that I live with, like my husband.
But that's totally normal. That's totally normal.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so difficult, that relationship though, isn't it? Like it would feel so.
Yes, because I think that sometimes I feel like I'm losing my energy. It's like, I'm in starting blocks and I try to do something and it's like the energy is just gone, discouraging me,
Yeah.
especially when I don't have enough money or I think, I would like to have more money. And if I got this, so who am I? And again,
And if your energy is gone, is that, you think it's because of your family? And the way they
no, I think that this is me not keeping my boundaries,
okay.
letting them, in.
Yeah.
This is it, and this is my responsibility that I let them treat me like this. I mean, it's not so bad, but I don't feel comfortable afterwards. They acknowledge, but they don't use it. I mean, they acknowledge my wisdom and knowledge, but they don't use it because. But when we were in Poland, I pushed them a little bit for some things, some allergy tests and sanitization. So they were.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I felt the same way, like related to so many people that I was living in US, that that would not like give any value to what I wanted to do or what I was doing, some of the people like it when I was like so happy sharing that, one of my poems were published, blah blah blah. No one even asked to say, "Can I read it?"
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like they were not curious, not like, okay, fine, good for you, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like whenever when I share that, I start a new a new blog or a new newsletter or something, like they were never the ones that would sign up for it, you know.
Mm.
And then in a way, it kind of like I feel that it sometimes will get to me to the point that I was like, so what is the point of like you to be surrounded by those people that
Mm.
doesn't even see me or like or support me in any way or encourage me to do anything or right? And but then at the same time I felt that it has always been so powerful when I actually find a little community, right? To
Yeah.
balance the things out.
Yeah. Mm.
And because it's always out there, you know, we just need to find the right ones. But in a way, we do need to create the boundaries to not create that many expectations about the people around us, but also make sure that we won't stop doing what we feel that it's important for us to do it, and then find another community or another set of groups that
Mm.
that will support us in a way, you know, to balance things out. But it
Yeah.
has happened to me more often than not, I think.
Yeah, same here. And I find it easier if somebody is really against what I'm doing that is close to me than if they
Mhm.
ignore it. Because then at least there's some energy behind it. There's some
Yeah,
fire. But if they just ignore it, and I mean, they do, but I'm fine with it now. And
yeah,
I'm also not into the things other family members of mine are into. Not at all. I find them boring. I don't want to discuss politics all day long, for example. It it freaks me out. I just
yeah,
don't like it. No? And by now, so far that I say, no, you can do that with somebody else, not with me. No, it's not my thing. I don't want to do this. And then I have to give them the same right and also not be interested in what I'm interested in.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we need to find really like some different people to support
Yeah.
us, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't take that personally, right? Because that's
Exactly. Don't take it personally.
yeah, exactly.
And at the same time, I also find if I do it then anyway, it strengthens my resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see it's really meaningful to me if I do
Mm-hmm.
it, even if nobody else seems to be interested. I'm still doing it. So
Yeah,
there must be
exactly.
something in it, you know, that for me. I have to
Yeah,
do it in a way. No.
yeah.
No. Yeah. But I can also see, Eva, what you're saying, that it can easily frizzle out, especially if you're busy with your family, you love them, you're engaged. And then, yeah, if you have to find time to do your own thing and then it's not valued, yeah, I can imagine that is difficult. Yeah.
I mean, they say, oh, you have to sell your paintings. Don't give it. Just sell, mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but where are the clients who can pay? But this is also my internal approach. But this is the way that they support. However, when I say
Yes.
something, for them
Yeah.
it's too much. So this is like
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but this is so funny.
Yeah. But on the other hand, Eva, it's again a mirror. And if
I
they say
know.
to you it's too much, that's you saying, "Oh no, I can't charge that much," kind of thing. When you change that, it will change. I
I
believe.
know that everybody is the mirror, also my
Yeah.
son and my husband. So,
Yeah.
whatever I don't accept in myself,
Yeah.
you
They
know,
will show you.
just
They will
project
show
on
you.
them. So,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
and I love it also with the with our code of lights code.
Yeah.
It was also very interesting for me to discover that. However, this is a new concept for me because I haven't heard it before. And it gives the meaning.
Yeah.
This is why Yuta, it's so fantastic to work with you because you have different approach and you have different things that you offer, and
Yeah.
I love it. So this is like praise to you that you're
Thank you.
yes, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh my goodness, this is the key to other people. I mean, not to other people, but for other people. But on the other hand, other people have the keys for me.
Yes.
This is
Exactly.
also like be observative and be open. What are the key codes, in other people?
Yeah.
The life codes. And
Which
not always easy, to accept it. Because I'm
Which
so
makes
good,
it fine.
fantastic. And then it's not so fantastic after all. I mean, yeah.
What did you find in yourself? Which light codes do you carry?
I mean, I'm very open for learning for other people and sharing my knowledge. But also, I'm putting myself very fast, put myself down just to others shine. And I'm very much aware here, but it comes, in some situations, not
Yes.
one. It was more. So it's like giving more place to others.
Yeah.
So this is something that I need to be aware of. I mean, to other women, because if we are, for example, in the circle, if we can imagine the circle, we are on the same level. We don't need the leader. We just need to be together. And we understand that. But sometimes in the structures, old settings, so we need to take some place. But this is also about the boundaries. This is my place. This is my boundary. Thank you very much. I'm here. You're there.
Yeah.
So it's also this awareness, creating awareness, make it bigger. It's also very important.
Yeah.
Because we are very good as people. We would like to share, but no, this is not that everybody is ready. They don't wish it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You're not here to save everybody. I have understand that, but sometimes with my family, I would like to push them, and
yes.
otherwise, other people, I just leave them for peace.
Well, there's that that thing that's saying about the prophet in his own land, that is never recognized in his own land. He has to go out of his land, out of his family of origin, and then he gets recognized. Then he can come back and the others see it too. But
so this is also a good point. So this is it. So this the code lights, light codes that I found in other people are the information for me, especially in this make other people shine. So I do my light.
Yes.
This is something that I would like to develop or work on, because I still have it.
Yes.
So other people have the key to my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's again that mirror thing. If you make others shine, it mirrors back to you. Right? It's one thing. There is no other actually. There's
it's the interaction. It's like a dance.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
That is true. Like a dance.
Yeah. Did you guys look at the last 2 weeks, the lessons, or were you busy with other?
I have not done the model 5
Okay.
and 6 yet. Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the ones that I had saved for me to do it.
Yeah.
Which is it's exactly the creating money and the business stuff. I'm excited to go over this week. Yeah.
I was just a bit curious about some of the things I said in the lessons, but if you haven't listened,
I haven't. Yeah. But I will start it today.
But I was working on my beliefs, and one of the beliefs were about money.
Okay.
So of course, and this is one of my main themes. Otherwise, I was just surprised how much work I have done in my past. So right now I have some, not too many, but very important subjects that I would like to work on. So it's money, and right now my husband is supporting me so much financially. So it's also like connection or other connection to him. So it's like it's fine. I appreciate it, but I don't feel comfortable. But I'm so happy that he's also very open and supporting. Yet I would like to have my money as it was before.
Yeah.
But I was working in a big company, so it's my mindset to be changed.
Yeah.
Not about financially that I can have money from my work.
Yes.
My creativity. That, for example, I work for myself as a therapist or artist or both, and I'm not part of the bigger company.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
I definitely need to work on my.
And I love
money
the
belief.
meditation, and have the mirror and have the clothes, the old.
Cool.
I have never done that before. And I love this so much because for me it was like the first about money.
Yeah.
I looked like the when we had the movie Hook, 1993, and it was a and it was Julia Roberts, and she was Zvoneczek. I don't remember the name, but she had a green cloth on herself, so it was also like me. It was
Okay.
yeah, it was funny, and then it was changed on the opalizing and also the color of the rainbow. And it was
Okay, beautiful.
yes,
Okay.
and it was shining, and
Yeah.
I loved it because
Yeah.
I mean, my system, my body, my soul has responded very vividly on that meditation. It's not
Beautiful.
like I'm changing the belief from negative to positive. I can do this also with the card, inspirational card with painting. But it was something different, and I loved it so much. So
Beautiful.
I really appreciate it, and thank you very much for this.
Thank you
Right.
for
So,
saying that. I'm happy if it resonated.
I
Yeah.
loved it. Yes.
Yeah. I also find that fascinating when creating a course because it depends so much on the people who are in it, what comes out. I so often feel that one of you is drawing something out of me and I say something I hadn't planned on saying, but I know in this moment I can really feel it like the pull. Something needs to come out. Okay, one of you needed to hear this. So that is
Yes,
really
absolutely.
fascinating. It's really
I
a
will do this.
co-creation. It's just, yeah.
So you change all the time, the course?
I change it. I change it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Every class is a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I did some of the things I did in the first round, I left in just
Mhm.
because I found they're quite universal, but there is a lot of other
Yeah.
stuff that is new that came through you
That's
guys
coming.
now. And yeah.
Nice.
Mm,
That's a special. That's
Yeah.
very special.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it also keeps it alive for me. And it's a
Yeah.
real dynamic then. It's not just
Yeah. Yeah.
who
Exactly.
you, no, but we co-create something together, which I really
Together.
it
Yeah.
is,
That's really nice.
yeah.
Really nice.
So
So
thank
like
you.
how many more do we have? Or
Uh,
do we have more?
the live calls.
No, for the modules?
Yeah, the modules. Where are we now? Because we're now in module
6.
6, the first week of module 6.
Yeah.
Then next week is the second week of module 6, and then we have another 2 weeks with the new modules of the energetics,
Okay, cool.
which I'm currently creating. So they're
Okay.
not done yet, but yeah.
And then when is our next call?
I would say in 2 weeks. Let me just have a look.
I will also check.
Where are we now? It's November. Okay. We could do it on Thursday the 21st or Monday the 25th.
I cannot do on the 21st because
Okay.
I'm gonna be going to London that week.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
could
between 21st and 28th, I cannot.
okay. Between 21st and 28th. Oh yes, you said you will be
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Okay, I can't do the 20th. That's always full of clients. Either the 29th.
I can do the 29th.
Okay.
I cannot.
You
Yeah,
cannot?
I'm also not quite sure. Yeah.
Okay.
How about the 2nd or the 19th of November or the 2nd of December?
2nd of December works for me.
Okay.
19th of November works. I will check the 2nd of November.
December.
2nd of December. No, because I have to be. Yeah.
The 19th of November.
So that's not quite
It
too
should
big.
work. It should work for me. I think that
It's also fine. 19th of November.
19th. I'm
19
writing
in
that
2
down.
weeks, right? In 2 weeks.
Well, yes, more or less 2 weeks exactly.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. 1911. Same time again? Or
Yeah, same time works.
okay, Eva, for you too?
Yes, it works. Very good.
Oh, good. So we have our next date. Good. I'm gonna schedule the meeting and send it out beforehand again. Yeah, but we still have a little bit of time. Do you have any anything you would like to share? Maybe any wins or any questions or anything you want to do until next time, maybe?
Yeah, I think that the light codes, because I think I understand it, but maybe you can also make it or into it more, because you know, the lights code we have for other people and other people have for us. But
Yeah.
this is the same as the projection on others. Can you say that this is almost the same, Dr. Projection, that we don't accept, that we don't want to see in ourselves, we see in others? Maybe this is the same concept, but so I would like to maybe you
Yeah.
can.
I don't think it's the same as projections.
No.
It is if you resist a code or an activation, then it becomes a projection, I think. But these codes are really, the way I see them, it's like a key. It opens something within you that you would have had more trouble accessing without that key. You could get into the door anyway, eventually, probably, but a key makes it a lot simpler. And because we all have different light codes, I also sometimes find living in a city makes it easier than living in the countryside to get activated. And so sometimes I really need to get back to the city when I've been out here for too long, because I can feel it. There is not that much happening energetically here. That is good if I want to just withdraw within myself. But if I want to be activated more people are better. For me personally, I don't know, for you it might be too much, it might also work this way, but
it makes so much sense, because when I live now in Denmark, it's like 8,000, and in Warsaw,
oh yeah,
1.5 million. So this is also when we are activated, and also my family. It's so intense. It's like boom, boom, boom. We do a lot of things, and also myself. Then when they leave, I also have time for myself, but it's still a lot of activation of the places, of energy of other people.
Exactly.
You know, relation and exchange of ideas, energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sign of finding the right key or light code is the feeling of resistance.
Not necessarily. If you feel resistance, it's just a sign for you that there is something there that you don't want to necessarily look at. But I think with these light codes, the more aware you are of your energy, of how you're feeling, of your field, the easier it is to recognize when something gets activated. I think it happens quite often and we just don't realize it. We're busy with other things. We're up here in our heads, we're thinking. But the more in tune you are with your energy field, the more you will feel things shift. And I sometimes find I can feel something's a bit stuck, and then I drive on a train or something and suddenly it clicks. Somebody walked past maybe and it shifted.
Okay.
It could have shifted by itself, but in this moment it was a co-creation again with this person. And I think
I love your explanation. It makes so much sense.
Okay.
We can support each other, sometimes without knowing that.
Yes,
so.
exactly. Yeah. And the things I said with the light codes and the resistance and being jealous or something, this is often for things that you were, when you grew up, you thought they are not good things to show. Maybe they made your parents nervous, maybe your classmates thought you're funny when you expressed something or whatever. There was some feeling of, oh no, it's not good to show this part of me. And then you suppress it. You press it down, you keep it hidden. And these are the things. They contain a part of you that you are pressing down. These are the things that get, when you are around people who could activate that, you might resist. Because you say, no, I don't want to open that chest or that
Yet.
Yeah, that thing, exactly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You know, one thing was interesting for me, like this past 2 weeks since our last call, was that even though I didn't do the lessons or the meditation or anything, but the past 10 days has been so powerful energetically that I've been having like daily deja vus that I'm like sometimes even lost in time, kind of like living a possibility of like time jumping, like constantly. Yoga, it was like so powerful yesterday. No matter what I did or look or something, I was like, wow, this is like a dream that I had, I don't know, 10 years ago. This was a dream that like I saw this before, like it was constantly all the time, all the time, all the time. And
Yeah,
then I feel that
yeah,
something is coming up,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. And the veil gets thinner. The more
Yeah.
aware you become and the more present you become to your energy and to who you are, the thinner this construct, because it's
It's
construct, this time
impressive.
place construct that we have created
Yeah,
to play
yeah.
this game here on Earth.
It's
It's
like
an
and then I start,
illusion, and
yeah,
you start to see through that illusion, and then things like time jumps and things like that, and deja vus happen a lot
yeah.
more.
I started thinking about like all the times that my life changed so drastically from A to B, what I was doing, what I was
Yeah.
living or something, and kind of like putting together how did it happen or what was possible, what have I done? And then that is no answer. It was just like in the blink of an eye,
Yeah.
really.
And this is how change happens. You change in the blink of an eye. All
Yeah,
the lead up to it, you still haven't changed. The actual
yeah,
change, the actual decision, the actual
yeah. You
jump,
just
is
jump,
one
yeah,
moment.
immediately you jump to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you just
so
have to
interesting.
stay there and not slide back. That's
Yeah,
often.
it's so interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that has been very, very interesting for me to
Yeah.
realize that like one deja vu after another, after
Yeah.
another, after another,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to remember where I am exactly, in which present or
Yeah.
past, future kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
been surreal.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
a kind of an activation chamber, what we're doing here. You really
yeah.
get reminded of who you are. This
Mm-hmm.
opens up doorways and possibilities.
Yeah, that is true. Love
Mm.
it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it's
Wow.
funny, since we started the course, every time I look at a clock or so, it's either 13:13 or it's 1:2:3:4
Oh,
or
that's daily for me.
21:14, or every time.
My mom sent me over last week. Last week, my mom sent me a video saying that an explanation about the rings, right? The rings that you use in each finger, and then it means something,
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
And then I look at the video and I was like, well, I never have a in my little finger. I never
Mhm.
had a ring here. And then in the video explained that it's exactly our connection with our intuition. So like
Oh, okay.
it's very powerful to have one here. And
Yeah.
then I went to the full market on Saturday, and then I found like a guy that was selling the rings, and then I got it. And then the minute that I put on my I got two. I'm like, I need more than one. And then I got it too. The minute that I put it on, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture and send to my mom. So I got my phone, and it was like 12:12. And then I send the picture not of my rings. I send the picture of the time for her and say, look, it is already working.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's it. It was funny.
Yeah, it is these things. What I often find so funny, they are so often just permission slips. We don't need them. We don't need the
We
time. We don't
don't.
need the
Yeah, we
rings. We
don't.
don't
We
need
don't.
whatever. But
We
it's a
don't.
way of showing us to ourselves that we've got this and that we are
Exactly. Yeah,
connected.
exactly. It's a good
Yeah,
reminder. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We're
I
just
like it.
reminding ourselves. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I like it.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Guys, it's always so lovely to talk to you, to meet you,
Yes, as always.
being here.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah,
you
and
very much.
we see each other in 2
In
weeks.
2 weeks? Yes.
Yes.
And how about everyone else? Did they say anything why they're not coming for the calls or
I don't know. Sven says he finds it, he watches the replays. He
okay?
doesn't want to interfere. He says it's a kind of
Okay.
feminine vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And well, the others I guess they don't have time, or
They
they
don't
don't
have time.
use it. I mean, it's different for everybody now.
Okay, yeah, that's
What
fine.
they value. Mm.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll
Ah,
see you all in.
what happened? You're in a completely different room.
Yes, I have changed because my husband came back from
I
the walk with
see,
our
that's
dog.
so
So
funny. It's like a time chamber, and there she is again. Switch dimensions.
no,
Very
sorry.
good.
Oh, wonderful. Eva, please send us some photos of your work. Okay.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, I will send it to you.
Yes.
Is it okay when I send it on your email?
You can send it to my email, or you can publish it if you want to in the community group. You can upload pictures there too. If you send it by email, I can, yeah, I don't know. Do you want it in the community group, or do you rather want to
Yes.
keep it
Yes.
to yourself? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, then maybe it would be best to upload it there so everybody can look.
Super.
Cool.
Thank you
Yes.
for today.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
you.
Guys. All the very
Thank
best.
you, Weeks.
Yeah,
Bye.
until soon.
Bye.
Bye.